Hey guys, it's Drew and Vince here with Power 5 Fanatics. Back with you with another video today. Today we're going to do the playoff eliminator, and we're also going to touch a little bit on the Heisman race at this point in the season. Week 12 is kind of when you start to talk about it a little bit more. You know, you start to have some of the bigger games in November.
Yeah, because they give the award away in about, I think it's 3 weeks from Saturday.
Yeah, it's around like...
Is that right? It'd be the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I think, is when they do it.
It's like after the conference championships and everything.
Yeah, so I guess, okay, I'm sorry. It'd be about a month from now. So
Yeah, so we're going to kind of talk about that. You know, of course, we had some big games that we can talk about as well in that regard. But, so anyways.
On our Eliminator, this video is getting shorter and shorter. Basically what it's been all year. We started with 80-some-odd teams on our board. When they would lose so many games, you know, if it's a group of 5, usually we'd consider 1, you're off there. If it's a Power 5 team, you know, we might give you 2 losses and then you're off. So
it kind of depends on the optics of the loss too. You know,
as you can see, like teams like Florida and Auburn aren't on here, even though mathematically they're still in. It's probably not going to happen, so they're not on our board. But that all being said, it's been whittled down. What do we got up here? 5, 10, 12 teams. So there's not a whole lot to talk about. The only one this week is going to be Wake Forest. They had their second loss this week against Virginia Tech. And, you know, they had me convinced for a second, at least, that, you know, that they may have a shot in the ACC. I wasn't going to predict a Clemson win, but maybe, you know, make a little bit of noise and maybe scare some people. But Virginia Tech is the one that was scary, and Wake Forest wasn't. So
I think the question becomes now, who's the second best team in the ACC?
I think it's either Virginia Tech or Virginia. But it's, you know, when you say, well, here's Clemson at 1, 2 is like down here. So.
Yeah, there's a cavernous valley between the top.
It's like the Grand Canyon,
second.
but so you got to take that with a grain of salt when you're debating who the second and third best teams are. But that being said, that would be my picks. It'd be Virginia Tech or Virginia. I guess
I agree
Virginia
with you.
at this point.
I think that's probably who it is.
Anyways, as far as the Heisman Trophy conversation at this point, thank you. I mean, Joe Burrows, what else can you say?
Yeah.
I mean, he had his signature win, you know, when 100 million people were watching on TV, or however many were watching that game. A lot of people were. And sports writers, NFL scouts. I mean, there's no telling me NFL scouts are at that game. There's 15, at least 15 players on both of those teams that are going to be in the NFL, at least that many, I would say. So there was a lot going on in that game, and he played great again. I mean, he's the biggest surprise as a single player this year. I mean, he's got to be. I don't know what his odds of winning the Heisman Trophy were in August, but it had to be like 100 to 1 or something.
Yeah.
And it's changed significantly because at this point, he's going to win it outside of just some kind of implosion by LSU or him having a 3 or 4 interception game. And I just don't see it happening because he's just laser on target.
Yeah, and they said it during the broadcast. You know, when we were watching this Alabama game, there was a play late into the game. I think it was on 3rd down, and Burrow runs for 16 yards and converts. And, you know, he's kind of been doing that all year. You know, of course, he's, you know, extremely accurate with the pass, but he's also just got the it factor.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not just Mr. Athlete, but he's got that Tom Brady kind of deal where it just, he makes it happen. And I'd say he's a better athlete than Tom Brady. But
he's just so gritty.
But he has that. But, you know, he's not, what I'm trying to say, he's not, you know, Kyler Murray or something, obviously, or a Jalen Hurts, who is second on our Heisman talk as far as like who's going to win. I would say Jalen Hurts probably is number 2.
Yeah.
And he's continuing to play great.
Yeah.
Even after, you know, their loss, and the expectations have dropped a little bit. But
yeah, I mean, you know, he's played great in all the games. You know, there hasn't been a game where he just had 3 or 4 interceptions and 2 touchdowns or anything like that. I mean, the guy has had.
At this point, he's had better seasons than Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield, both. I'm talking about touchdowns, and I'm not sure about yards passing, but it's just he's great. It was unfortunate that they lost that game because he was leading, in my opinion. But after that, as you well know on the Heisman, Drew, it's not just the best player. It's or the most most valuable player.
It's the most high profile player.
Yeah, on the most high profile team. And that did hurt him some, and he could still make it up. I mean, if they went out and he's just playing out of his mind, last year everybody thought Tua was going to win until about the last 2 weeks, and then the public opinion switched, and then Kyler Murray won.
Yep.
So it could, but we got him number 2, 3. At this point, we got Tua.
Yeah.
Still having a great year, and he played good in that game. I know a lot of it was maybe
over 400
garbage
yards, I think.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of that came in garbage time at the very end, but still, he's had a great season. I mean, what can you say? And plus, he was playing hurt. You got to remember. 4, we got
probably Justin Fields after that, but there's kind of a drop off at that point. And at last week we had Chase Young at this spot.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate kind of what happened there. I mean, it sounds like it was kind of a weird situation where maybe he borrowed money from a family friend, like $500 to get his girlfriend to some game or something.
Yeah, he got suspended for 4 games.
Yeah.
He'll be back in time for the Big Ten championship.
But he was playing at such an elite level, and
I think it was a little.
He actually was in the conversation.
It was excessive, 4-game suspension, I think, for what that was. But anyway, he's out of the conversation at this point, obviously, and we got Justin Fields. And, the only thing that can hurt him, I think, is just the perception of his team is just so great around him, and it is. He's great, but so is everybody else. 5, we got Chuba Hubbard, and going back to what I mentioned a while ago, when your team's 6-3, you're probably not going to win.
Unfortunately,
the Heisman. Even if you went out and they go whatever that would be, 9-3 at that point. It's just that's the way it goes. But he's heading towards 2,000 yards, and he's having a great. He's the best running back right now.
Definitely the MVP.
Jonathan Taylor's having a great season too, and he had another 200-yard game, I believe. Did he against Iowa? I think he did.
I think so.
But anyways, Chuba Hubbard, in my opinion, is having a better year. He definitely needs to be invited to New York, to go through the festivities, even though he's not going to win at this point, I wouldn't think. But
yeah.
Anyways, guys, that's our thoughts on that. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell because we'll have more videos, and we appreciate you sharing time with us. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.